Nope. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Codex Station's Comics Unleashed night. It's Saturday night. What pulls do you got? What back issues do you got? We want to see them. We want to see them all.
You want to see what we're pulling on a Saturday night?
What you're pulling on a Saturday night. What you're whipping it out, and I want to see you pull it. Come on, man.
I'd rather have a friend pull it. Okay, with y'all.
Well, that's extra in Vegas. Let me just tell you that right now. I'm your host tonight, Sal the Slab Guy. Down below is Dan the Kelly Art. Of course, right there is the Ric Flair Comics.
Woo!
And of course, right next to me is the Master Builder, the head cheese, the top dog, J-Dub.
Head cheese.
Head cheese.
I don't live there anymore, so like, nah.
Okay, I'll drop that one. I'll drop that one.
Are you in Cook County?
I'm in Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sonny's in Cook County, right?
Yeah, Sonny's over that way.
All right. Well, how you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys got some fantastic issues to talk about.
I got some reading done this past day or two. I think I started off a month behind this week, a month behind on books, and now I am just 2 weeks behind. So,
very
good. All the books I show off tonight, I have not read, but I eagerly anticipate diving into them.
It was a good week.
Very good.
It was weird going to my shop on a Wednesday again. I was like, oh my God, I'm here on a new comic book day. This is fantastic.
How far is your shop from your house?
15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, here's the thing. So I live in Lockport. There's a shop down the street, like literally 5 minutes away from me. But I've never really got a good vibe with them. So I always went to Graham Cracker, which is 15 minutes away.
That's supposed the marshmallow or chocolate.
Graham Crackers where I bought my AF-15.
Yeah.
And my Wiz 10 came from them.
Nice.
So they're a good, reputable dealer that goes to the big shows. You know what? I don't know that I noticed them in Charlotte, though. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe I missed them, but they certainly could have been there.
Yeah, because they were at Baltimore.
Yeah, they usually are at Baltimore every year.
Yeah, and they're like one of the bigger vendor dealers for C2E2. They got their own like big ass booth.
Nice.
Do they own it? Is it their show?
No.
Okay.
No.
Very cool.
No,
got to be on
good time.
I got to be on another podcast today to show off Slabs called Rob Stack
Fucking
Comics.
Trader.
Only Slabs. Hey,
he's
man,
expanding the brand.
I'm actually inviting them on to come on our show. I think they want to come on our show one night.
That's fine. Communication goes a long way.
He told you about that before.
I have. He just forgets.
No.
You know, Jamie's old. He forgets things. It's okay.
Yeah, there's been a lot of the good old noggin of mine lately. So.
Oh, now that I understand, but you ain't old, son. What are you, 32?
34.
34. That's still young, man.
Oh, he's still wet behind the ears.
Shit,
I tried them.
I got underwear older than
that.
Some still in the package, huh?
No.
Some still I might be wearing them right now.
Oh God, no! But cool thing is that getting to the shop again on Wednesdays is amazing. Yes. The community within there on Wednesdays is astounding. Like I forgot how it was to go in on a Wednesday with people there.
Did that used to be your stop?
Oh yeah, that was shit. Since I started I used to do Amazing Fantasy, which is the one in town. And then once I found Graham Cracker, that was like where I made my pull list.
Anybody there that remembers you still?
Oh yeah.
Good, perfect.
Yeah, one of the guys I graduated with.
They go, Jamie.
Yeah. Hey, Jaime.
There you go, Jaime.
Yeah, it's good times.
Oh. Very cool. Hey, did that Peacemaker show start up again?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
I've been seeing ads for it. I was wondering if I missed it yet.
No, you did not miss it yet. But I finally watched Captain America: Brave New World. If that helps.
I thought that was decent.
Yeah, it was good. It was Captain America and the Winter Soldier light.
The only thing I really, me and Sal went to see it. Sal bought the ridiculous popcorn bucket that he didn't even put popcorn in.
Which is awesome, by the way.
He's like, I'm just using it as a shield.
But the only gripe I really have about the movie, because overall I really liked it, and I thought Harrison Ford was fantastic.
Yeah.
Was, you could easily have one of these respected veteran actors that go into a movie like this and phone it in, but you could tell he's putting it all in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I usually roll.
Yeah.
Was the fight scene at the end between Cap Falcon and Red Hulk. I was like, all right, that part, it kind of lost me at that part, and there's no way.
I thought it was cool with the Giancarlo Esposito fight.
Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Well, who was it? Everyone was convinced he was going to play. It was
Was it Stryker?
It was Stryker, or there was another one. There was two of them. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to be this guy. He's going to be this guy. And I know he was petitioning for a while where he wanted to play Professor X, and I was like, no.
Yeah, please don't do that.
The only problem I really had was the big fight scene at the end. I'm like, there's no feasible way that this guy beats this guy.
I literally was waiting for him when he told everyone to stand down. I got this. He's like, this better work. And I was waiting for him to be like, sun's getting real low there, big guy. I was like, oh no.
I know a lot of people complained about how the leader looked, and then they, saw concept art and I guess how they originally filmed it, and then they edited it afterwards. And I was like, I didn't have a problem with the way he looked. I thought, it would have looked more ridiculous with him with the tall head from the comic. I thought the way they did it in the movie, kind of gave it that body horror vibe to it that I thought was pretty cool.
No, like I said, it was good. I'm just waiting for Thunderbolts, and then I'm going to be ready for this whole next month of movies because, Superman, Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, whatever it's called, and Fantastic Four.
Well, Emily wants to go see Superman with me. So that'll be cool.
Crypto.
I took her to the movies today to see the live action How to Train Your Dragon for the second time because, first she said she wanted to see that Disney movie Elio, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then she said she wanted to see Karate Kid. And then she said, I want to see How to Train Your Dragon again. I'm like, really? We just saw it a week ago. Is you sure you wanted that? I'm like, all right, whatever.
It's like, whatever you want, kiddo.
Yeah, that's another one. Gerard Butler being in that movie, he could have just phoned his performance in and whatever. This is just a kid's movie, but he gave a really good performance. So
yeah,
I like seeing that.
All right, we're about ready to start then.
Well, yeah. Let's want to get some business out of the way.
Of course I do. That's what I was leading into. That's my transition.
It was very smooth. I'll start off with me. So when I'm not here on Codex Station, you can always find me on Sal's Comic Corner on YouTube or Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. And down below, Dan, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and what you got going on?
I think they know at this point. Instagram, Dan Kelly Art.
Do it. I showed off some of your art today too, man. They loved it.
Oh, good. Thanks. I like I said, I wasn't able to watch all of it because it was I was in the movie theater, but yeah, I had what's up, Booge?
Booge.
What's up, buddy?
All right, then. Let's talk about this guy right down here, then. This is the master of the squared circle. This is the Ric Flair of comics.
Woo!
The preacher of the lore. We got Uncle Gary.
Woo! Thank you. You can catch me every Wednesday. Comic Logic. Catch me, Mighty Mike Harbor. And you see our principal owner, Rob Kalin. He'll be hanging out too. But we're the main attraction. You want to see me and Mike.
Yeah.
We are Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. We would love to see you. And we get our weekly fix every Wednesday. We get that 4-color ink, and we get it right in there, baby. We get it right in there. And when you read comic books, it makes you strong because you start out lifting a single book. Then you find out, damn it, you need a stack of books. Then you got 10, 15 stacks that have to go into a short box. Then you got so many stacks that have to go into a long box. Next thing you know, you pack them and stack them all the way to the ceiling. And when you do that, you're a rip, baby. Reading comic books make you strong. I might want to do a few push-ups too, baby.
Always helps.
Always helps.
Always helps.
Always helps. So also want to give some love to comic character of the day. That is a site that our buddy there, Dan Kelly, is running, founded by our other buddy, the Archduke Kevy, who that's the reason that we are all acquainted through that site. Dan posts as a character of the day. He posts question of the day, great random panel of the day, and you get covers of the day. I've been slacking lately, so Talking Geek has been picking up the slack and been putting some great covers of the day out there. So when I get situated again, I'll start throwing covers up there, and you might even get two covers every day. So how about that? But please check that site out. It's well worth checking out. Almost well worth checking out is our master builder, who is there in that paneled wonder room right there with the
70s
colors.
one.
Yeah, it's got the vibe. He's back in time, baby. He's back where he belongs in the great state of Illinois. He is rolling. He is moving forward in things in his personal aspect. Got a new job. He's got his chest out. He's feeling good. He's got a comic shop 15. Hey, Pam, we got your. I dug through. I pulled out those first appearances for you, so they will be on the showcase tonight, and that is a Pam special tonight.
Yes.
So Jamie's 15 minutes away from a high octane comic shop that welcomed him back with open arms like he had never been gone 1 minute. So he is riding high. Gets to go to the comic shop on Wednesdays again, like normal folks do. You know, he is living life and grabbing it by the horns, baby. And he's driving that bull down the street now because he's large, he's in charge, he's the master builder, he's the man with the plan, he's the man to put this all together brick by brick by brick by brick. And we ain't talking Legos, baby. We talking cinder freaking blocks. J-Dub.
We did that at the same time. That was perfect. But yes, everybody, go check out the CodexStation.com. One-stop shop for everything Codex. Get some merch. Meet the team. Let us know what you don't like and massively like about us. And find us on all of the
all the socials, baby. All the socials. Look at all these spaces. You know damn well we've been around the block so much that we are dripping, positively infested, positively 100% dripping with the socials. And what we want to do is we want to infect you. We want to give them to you. Everything we got, we want you to have. And you can get it all. All you got to do is reach out. Press that button.
That's right. Give it to you twice in some types. Huh? Some ways, huh?
That's right.
one way or another.
One way or another. All right. Now that the business is out of the way, why don't you say we kick off this show and get to the back, showing some issues off? Who has back issues tonight?
Medically or comics?
Yes. Comics.
Oh, no. I got pulls.
All right. All right. Dan, do you have back issues?
No, just new stuff.
Gary?
I think Uncle Gary's got no hero stuff.
Oh, was that a con lately?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were at a con.
Well, I mean, like any hero.
So you got
books.
issues. You got some. You got
Any
some
superhero
issues.
books.
I might
So
have,
Gary and I will bring up the.
I might have one or two or a stack.
a stack.
Can't wait.
All right, then, ladies and gentlemen, stick
All right.
around because we are
I
going
got
to have
stuff.
some good stuff for you. So let me go ahead and kick off the show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Codex Station's Comics Unleashed. What you got tonight? What pulls you got tonight? Let's see them. Show them to us. Jamie, do you want to go first and show us what you got?
Yeah. I'll take
All
the
right.
reins on the first one.
You go for it then.
Start off with indies. Gonna go with Void Rivals number 20.
Nice.
Then we got Minor Arcana number 8, because I actually dig the series.
It's an interesting cover.
Yes. One that I am excited that they started back up because I loved it for the first 30 issues. And then they stopped because Snyder had to go off and do absolute everything. Undiscovered Country, number 31.
Nice.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
Yep.
That's kind of like the tag on my Twitter account. It says, "I'm here to kick ass and chew gum," and I just opened up a fresh pack of gum.
Yeah.
The
Mr.
one
Keith, you came to the right place.
I know everyone's gonna have, but I gotta show love for it. Hyatt Street number 7.
Oh, that's my baby there.
There we go.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Such a dick.
Yes, he is.
dick.
He's a dick.
Yeah. Next up, Farrell number 14.
Well, we went from that Frankie to cutesy. Look how cute they are.
This ain't cutesy. Let me
They're
tell
not
you.
cute. They're little cute little kitties.
They are cute little kitties, but they're cute, raby written kitties.
But like Warren Zevon said, they'll rip your lungs out, Jim.
Yeah. Next up, Assorted Crisis Events number 4. Cool little anthology book.
Okay, that's neat.
It's a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna jump into some Marvel with Uncanny X-Men 16.
Nice.
I like that cover.
Loving it. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18.
Yep.
Very good.
Still digging this. I still love the fact that you don't get Peter Parker Spider-Man in every issue, and it's the best Spider-Man title out.
Yeah.
How
Very
about
true.
that?
But I mean,
Take
this
it
one's
to
this one's a contender for it too. Predator versus Spider-Man number 3.
Oh yeah,
That's cool. I'm gonna get that in trade. I'm looking forward to reading it that way.
Yeah,
One
I
more
said
for it.
craving in it.
You've been craving it.
Been craving the craven.
Craving it.
Did you see the new the next Predator?
Yeah, it kills the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah, of course.
The Incredible Hulk number 26 with the craziest cover I think yet.
insane.
That is awesome cover.
Yeah. That's I was showing that to the guy at the shop. I was like, man, look at the cover on this. This is gruesome.
Yeah. Next up, we got a thick boy here with Deadpool number 15. Yeah. Number 15, but Legacy 350.
Very cool.
Then we got more thick boys with Spider-Man Wolverine number 2.
Yep.
They're angry.
Why they gotta be so buff in this? It's crazy. But jumping into DC, I wasn't gonna stop this one because I have a heart. So DC and Sonic the Hedgehog,
Okay.
Nice.
and this is number 4 of 5, so almost done. I think this is the coolest one, and I know I'm gonna get hate for this because how Superman looks. But Justice League Unlimited number 8.
Oh, the Superman Blue.
Yeah,
That's okay. He's okay. Superman
I mean,
Blue.
that was not a high point in Superman's history, but
no.
the art on it at least looks cool.
Next up, we got Green Lantern Dark number 5. I love this cover too.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a great cover.
Cool cover.
But the best cover I think for this week is this next one that I got. Green Lantern number 24.
Oh,
That's a great cover.
I do like that.
We got Flash number 22.
Cool.
That's a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got Absolute Wonder Woman number 9.
Oh yeah, I thought of that cover. I mean, I almost got that cover. That's so good.
Yeah. I mean, they're just the variants on DC alone are just
The Absolute line is just killing it.
oh,
I mean, sales wise,
absolutely.
that's what you did there.
You got a rim shot sound effect you can play there?
Yeah. Superman number 27. Oh,
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's
Not bad.
perfect.
What's
great
up?
perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, I have Green Arrow number 25.
That's a
George
great cover.
Perez. That's from the
Mhm.
postcard set. Yep.
Yep.
Love it. So that is my stuff for the week.
All right. Dan, you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah, that whole cover was really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. I think that whole cover is going to go on that list of best covers of the year.
Yeah. I agree with you, Talking Geek. It's not so much that I don't like the new Flash costume. I don't like it on the Flash. If it was like a new character, I'd be like, oh, it's a cool costume.
Yeah.
But the fact that they took that classic Flash costume and that's what they changed it to, that's what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it, Booge.
George Perez, Booge.
I will start off with DC. I got Mr. Terrific Year 1, number 2.
Ooh,
That's
cool.
Spectre.
Yeah. And I only had the chance so far to read a couple books from this week. This was one of them, though. This is really cool. I like how it ties into his first appearance in Spectre. And
54. Yep.
yeah, and it takes what little you saw in that book and then expands on it more in here without really contradicting the other one too much. So I as everybody should.
And
I dug that it kind of went into it more.
And for those of you that want to get that first appearance, DC is collecting those stories finally in 2 omnibuses, so they will be available. That's
Very
Spectre
cool.
run. Yep.
Superman 27. I was really been digging this. This is kind of the end of the storyline that they've been doing for a while, and the teaser at the end of it. I know I won't say what it is because I know you guys haven't read it, but I know that you will be very excited to read it in going into what the next issue will be.
You know what? One thing I read from 3 weeks ago was the last issue of Aquaman, and I was really surprised on who showed up on the last page of that.
Yeah, you're right. He does. I wouldn't mind seeing another Spectre book or at least a miniseries.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is one I did read too. This is the first one I read this week. The New History of the DC Universe.
My shop was out.
Which is, it's actually the cover A is the gatefold cover.
I can't wait to read that book.
Nice.
So I'll the way it is it's it's just told in these splash pages where it's all like, that's really what it is. It's like, here's the start and we're just going to go through and we're going to have this awesome art as we go through, but it's, cataloging is a definitive way, like this happened and then this and then this and then this, and it starts off. What is that?
It sounds like a motorcycle going by.
So it starts off like in the basically in the beginning of time, and then goes up from there, and basically goes up until the end of the Golden Age, and then so the next issue will, I guess, pick up at the start of the Silver Age and go forward, but. It's interesting to see them, like clearly define where, what's canon now, what's not. And, you'll definitely like it then, Pam. And I'll say it too, like Mark Waid dug deep in the vault for some of the characters that show up in here. I'm sure Gary will probably recognize every single one of them, being like, oh yeah, I've got his first appearance in this, but
Hopefully.
he there's a lot of obscure characters who'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool, that you may or may not recognize.
Well, I have all the issues of House of Secrets, and there was a character named Mark Merlin that was like a paranormal investigator, and then later on there was a Prince Rahman. I didn't realize that Mark Merlin became Prince Rama until I read the Metamorpho book from a few weeks ago. So even though I have those issues, I hadn't read them, and I didn't realize that happened to Merlin. So there you go.
Our shop didn't have any more of those books. I didn't see it at all at the shop today.
Oh, really? Wow. Because I think they had a few copies. Yeah, they did have a few copies on the shelf because I was looking at them, trying to decide if I wanted to get one of the variant covers or this, because they had a couple copies. Because I had the A cover, already in the box, but they had a couple of that. They had a couple of the Wonder Woman cover.
Did they have variants of that book?
What?
They had variants of that book?
Yeah, they had a couple of them.
They published variants? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is one that I got, the sketch cover for it.
That's the only one I didn't get.
Well, because as I say, I'm trying to cut back on the variant on the sketch covers I get, because I just have so many sitting around, where I'm like, unless I have a clear idea of what I'm going to do on it, I'm not going to get it. Unless it's something like this, the history of the DC universe. I don't have an idea of what I'm going to do on this because I've got 1,000 ideas, because I can literally put whatever DC character I want on here. So now I'm just, I just have to narrow down like what character do I want to put, an obscure character to a popular character, So
Sky's the limit.
Put Jar Jar Binks on it. Be unique.
it's not DC.
Howard the Duck.
Howard
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck and Norton.
There you go.
Yeah,
Ambush
Howard the
target.
Duck is a Green Lantern. I also got the Perez cover for Green Arrow, as well as the Perez cover for Green Lantern.
Nice.
As well as the Perez cover for Justice League.
Very cool. I like
See,
that one.
that was the only Perez cover I could find at my shop for that one. Because I'm pretty sure everyone's just like, give me them.
I will say that, in this one, like Wonder Woman's face kind of looks off on this. Overall, I think it's good, but other than that, it's classic.
Why is the Flash in the background trying to like seduce me right now?
Yeah.
Well,
He's like,
that's why Wonder Woman's face is off. He just flashed her.
Hey, what's going on? Fastest man alive.
Yeah, that's not really
Right. That's not anything to
I
brag about.
know.
that's not
I
really
know.
a bragging thing that you want to say to a woman. There was that that issue of X Factor when Quicksilver and Crystal were getting ready to get on. She was like, Petro, slow down this time.
Hey, real quick, did I show off the California one you guys got?
Yeah, you did last week.
Okay, I was making sure.
Yeah.
I forget if I did because I got just a fucking stack back there. So
But, I think that was the X Factor. I think that was the psychiatrist issue that was in. If I'm
They also made fun of that in the animated Justice League too.
yeah.
Yeah, where a Hawk Girl says something like that to him.
All right, for indies, I got Out of Alcatraz number 4.
I thought you had Rick and Morty for a minute, dog.
He's going places.
Hashtag legend.
Yeah.
Who was it that which one of those rappers was it that Paul McCartney did a song with years ago? Was it Jay-Z or one of? I just remember seeing somebody post something like, "Oh man, I love how Jay-Z takes these unknowns and gives them a shot. Man, this guy's good. He's gonna listen." And people were like, "Are you serious? You not know who Paul McCartney is?"
Yeah.
They did the same thing. What was it? Ozzy Osbourne and Post Malone. Like, the Post Malone fans, wow, that Ozzy guy is really good.
Yeah, you think? Also, Void Rivals number 20. One thing I like about Void Rivals too is, in case you don't see them, like it prints what all the covers are on the back.
Yeah.
So whatever cover you get, you can at least look at the back, be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, so you at least have it where you can look at it. Rockefellers number 6. Yeah. That's the problem. There's, we'll have.
Just like last week, we talked about Commandy.
Yeah,
Nobody's using Commandy.
We'll have, every week there'll be 3 different Batman books that come out. Every month there'll be 10 Spider-Man books, 15 Superman books, and all that. And I mean, they're fine. That's the big characters, but isn't there room where we can get like another Booster Gold Blue Beetle book? Isn't there room that we can get, I don't know, Resurrection Man or like some not super big character that, can get the spotlight for a bit?
Well, we do have a new Resurrection Man book.
Oh, is there?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's on its second issue already.
This one's got 2. Hyde Street.
Yeah.
That little Dick Pranky.
Mm-hmm.
Huck, Big Bad World number 2.
Yep.
And then Millar's running a Kickstarter right now with Ramita Jr. Or whatever.
I met him last week and had a really good interaction with him. I had a really good picture. We were both flexing it up and we were joking about it. So it was real nice to get his signature on a
Hold that
Demon in a
book back up,
Bottle.
man.
Demon in a Bottle. I got a signature on.
This?
The backside. Why does it look just like Peter Parker but with longer hair?
Oh, really? Because apparently I heard him talk about it, and it's
Looks like Punisher to me.
the Punisher.
Yeah,
they
just
were
like
saying.
Punisher.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Really, the guy at our shop, John told us about the interaction he had with Ramita Jr.
yeah.
when he was a teenager at a convention. Basically talking about what a dick he was.
Yeah, he was really pleasant. I had not met him before, and I'm happy I did.
Well, I guess
good
a lot
experience.
could change in 30 years.
Well,
too.
I didn't have a great interaction with Conway and his people, so
Oh, yeah.
Ramita helped make it better.
Oh,
That's good.
Yeah, because I spent $245 with Conway, and
ooh.
I felt I got ripped off a little bit. So
Mm.
yeah,
You made my stomach hurt thinking about that.
yeah, it wasn't great.
Well, yeah, the story John told us about Ramita is when he was a lot younger. It was when Ramita was doing X-Men, and he was at this convention, and he saw him towards the end of the convention. He bought whatever books he had, and he had like $12 left or something. And he said his brother was a huge fan of the way Ramita did Nightcrawler, so he went up to him and was like, saw he was doing some sketches. He's like, hey, can I get you to do a Nightcrawler for me? And he's like, yeah, it'll be $15. And he's like, oh, well, I only have 12. And he's like, you could sell some of those books you got, get that other 3. And he's just like, I just got these. And he's like, well, do you want the sketch or not? And he said, whatever. He walked away. And then later on, he was walking back through, and he said, Ramita's like, you got that $3? And he went, no. He's like, no, I just got the 12. And he was like, sorry, man, got to eat. And like, yeah, I'm sure that $3 difference is, is really going to put you in the poorhouse there.
A sketch for $15 now would be a bargain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would now.
Well, with Conway, Mike had the pillow biter cover and wanted Conway to write, I didn't do it either.
Yeah.
And so he writes, I didn't do it. Well, first of all, Conway, he's like $20 for each signature. Okay, fine. If you got it personalized, usually a lot of times they're free or whatever, additional $5 to get it personalized.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
For him to write, I didn't do it either, that's the personalization, right? They charge that a remark, $50.
Oh my God.
To write, I didn't do it either. They charged $50 for that and called it a remark.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I was not happy with that interaction, but I wasn't gonna disrespect an old man there when his agency was doing that to him and the people he had there. But I just thought that was pretty pretty bad. And he was in frail health too, so I didn't. He spelled my name wrong on a book, and I had to pay for that.
How did he spell it with 2 R's?
Well, he spelled it Jerry.
Oh,
That's
Couldn't tell it was Gary, and they had nothing for me to write my name so he could understand it. And then there was then the pens he had were dying. I mean, it was really shoddy. And of course, they're like, yeah, the handlers were just terrible. So, and Conway's a frail old man, so I wasn't going to take it out on him. But, I'm glad I got his signature on some things, but not the best experience. So Ramita Jr. helped make things better by being very bright and sunny and a lot of fun. So
was it one of those Stan Lee type situations, like when he was getting towards the end and they had like the handlers that were just kind of taking advantage of him?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
That, yeah, that's.
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, this could be somebody from his agency. I just don't know because Roy Thomas. It seemed like it was a team, like a boyfriend-girlfriend team, and one of them had Roy Thomas, and the other one had the gal had Jerry Conway, and they just didn't seem very professional.
Was it the same way with Roy Thomas?
He was a little more on the ball. Yeah. And Thomas actually, if you made a donation, Thomas was not. Thomas would sign what you wanted, but to personalize it was a little more. But he would just sign it if you made a donation. And I didn't think I was going to get to Roy Thomas because I spent so many hours in the Jerry Conway line, and Thomas's line had gotten crazy. And Thomas got there a half an hour before he had to go to a panel and people backed up. So I had given up that I was going to get Roy's signature. And at the end of the day, I'm leaving and he's got no line, but I've already used, I blew out all my cash and I had no cash on me. And, they wanted you to donate something to an animal shelter. And I said, well, can I do it electronically with my debit card or something? They said, no, it's got to be cash. And so I had to get those books signed for people, I had to go beg for $10. So,
man.
So that just put me in a situation. Damien had just left the building 10 minutes prior.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, God damn it, Damien's gone. And then I'm like, well, shit, I got a lot of friends here, but, I just hate, I always got cash on me. I hate begging.
Yeah.
But Tom Cellini, who I sold all those Ultimates to, he was there, and he hooked me up. I said, man, I hate to ask you, but can I borrow $10? He goes, yeah, you need any more than that? And I should have taken a little more, so I had something, but I
should have been like, yeah, how much you got?
Oh, he had a Y. He had a Y. He's a dealer. So, but it's just for me to be begging cash, that's a bad. And I just wasn't going to go to the ATM is what it was. I was not going to go to the ATM and pay the rates there. And that morning by my hotel, there was my ATM that I could hit, and I hit that, and got what I needed for the day. But I was thrown out of whack because I wasn't planning to spend that much on Conway.
Yeah.
Right. And that I spent a whole hell of a lot more than I thought I was there. So that kind of goofed me up. But so it all worked out good. It was fine. It's just, I was really, that last bit of that day was kind of frustrating, but everything's good. It worked out. He sounds a bit fishy. Yeah. Well, you know what? He was doing it for a good cause, and he wasn't charging. And because I went through that, the dude, his handler, let him personalize a book to me and not charge it. So I guess I'll take that as a win.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I only got a few more. The last one from my indies is Defenders of the Earth 8, which is the last issue of the series. And I guess they're going to do another one of it because, Jim Calafiore, when he was at Comic Logic, said that he wasn't doing the next one. So I haven't read this one yet, but that leads me to believe that there will be a next one. They have the stack of these for free. Whenever I see these for free, I'll grab them. The Marvel must-haves. Whatever. It's free comic. This one reprints issue of Fantastic Four. I can't tell which issue number it is. My eyesight's too bad and it's too small, but to print. But it's also got the Wolverine Revenge #1 and Storm #1.
Okay.
You know what? They're free at the comic shops, and grab them. Even if you've already got the issues, it's free. Grab them. Give it to someone else to read.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome.
For Marvel, I only got a few for Marvel. I got The Thing #2, which
Bullseye.
If it's The Thing versus Bullseye, I mean, that's kind of that fight lasts about as long as it takes the Thing to get a hold of Bullseye.
Yeah. Exactly.
Had the Todd Nauck iconic cover variant for Vision and Scarlet Witch.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the yellow boots on Vision's costume. Just have it be green all the way down. The yellow boots are a little weird, but
Wait, hadn't he always had yellow boots?
On his original costume, but when they, when he, then went to the white body, then when he went back to the red body and they gave him the new yellow and green costume, it was pretty much like this, except it was green all the way down. And without having like the big yellow belt and all the other stuff, I feel like aesthetically it looked better that way. But again, just nitpicking there. Also got Ultimate Spider-Man 18. And last one, Predator versus Spider-Man #3. I did read this one. This was fun. Really looking forward to the next one, which will close out the series.
All right.
Very good.
Very cool.
That is it for me.
All right. Gary, you want to go next for pools?
Sure.
And I'll go last for pools.
All right. Let's see what damage we can do here. All right. Let's go with the Marvelous stuff first. And I got 2 weeks worth since I wasn't here last week. I was in Carolina, and nothing could be finer. Okay, there we go. Luke Cage.
Nice.
Timeless. Alex Ross Timeless. Doom, bring on the bad guys.
Yep. Those covers have been
Yeah.
amazing.
And I have the original first printing of the bad guy book from the 70s, which is kind of neat to trade, the early trade.
That's a cool cover.
Fair. Yeah, that's a great FF cover. So good stuff there. All right. Avengers versus Aliens. This has been a long time coming. It's been delayed quite a bit. And I just
That would be funny if you did.
Yeah. So the back of this, I guess we know which cover that is an homage to.
Yeah.
And they did a green one with the green M&M, and that was so that was pretty funny that they've had that too, which was a Steranko X-Men 50. There's the Avengers 27. I mean 27.
That would be funny if Danny Glover showed up in the comic.
Yeah, that would be great. All the time. Take him anytime he wants to show up. West Coast Avengers, the Insurgent, Iron Man. Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep.
Another X-Men book.
Yeah, that's a cool cover. I got that one too.
Magneto.
I like they show the title like exploding in the
Oh yeah,
picture as
everything's
well.
exploding. Yep, even and the barcode is all askew.
Yep.
Cool
That's
Wolverine
cool.
cover. Yeah, I like that. Weapon X-Men, and this is a yes, it is Pam, and it's part of what I picked up at Heroes, and it's got an interesting connection. I have an interesting connection that it's also a Frazetta cover, and Frazetta did not do all that many covers, maybe 30, maybe. He did a lot more interior work than he did covers. So, it's cool to have Rosetta cover. And I have another connection to that image, which is kind of cool. So this right here, the Weapon X-Men, this is a reimagining of X-Men 95.
Yep.
Uncanny 95. So hopefully the same thing will happen to Thunderbird in that one.
Yeah.
Giant size X-Men of Apocalypse, with Miss Marvel being in the center of all these giant size books, which, okay, sure.
Now, I almost picked up the
Thank you, Boosh.
Apocalypse one, but I was just like, I loved Age of Apocalypse, but I just really don't care about Miss Marvel showing up and all this stuff.
Yep. FF1 in their astronaut gear. All right. Ultimate Spidey. All right. X-Men. So,
Nice.
like I said, I got 2 weeks of these. Of course, this great Hulk cover.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, that is just so cool. And Wolverine Kitty Pryde. All right. So now let's go into the Independence. All right. All right, fellas. Cover of the year candidate for me. Epitaphs from the Abyss, number 12.
Yeah. I still can't say it. I hate it.
Don't
I
have
love it.
to.
Cool
But
cover.
look at that cover.
I know.
Okay, listen, it's already a slam dunk that Bermejo is my cover artist.
Yes.
The FF cover is cool. So that is just amazing. And the B cover is pretty cool too. So little girl eating her lunch, and for some worker, looks like a shark's eating his lunch too. So
They're having lunch together.
Yeah, they're having lunch together. Yeah, that whole cover is amazing. You're right, Boosh. Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon 10. If they had a Flush Gordon book, I'd buy that.
All polybagged.
Yeah, there you go.
Red band.
Tales of the Gunslinger. I think that's a great cover.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah. Of course, our favorite degenerate, Pranky.
The spinoff comes out this coming up week, right?
Okay, that's the spinoff.
The Sisterhood.
Yeah, the Sisterhood. That's what it is. Yeah, look forward to that. Really cool Jay Lee mummy cover.
That is cool.
That is awesome.
So I also have out of Alcatraz 4, but I got a different cover than Dan got. Epitaphs wasn't. Who said that about Epitaphs?
Boosh.
Oh, that is
Boosh.
a cool cover.
They're like, you know what? We're going to make you buy both covers, you sucker. And damn it, they didn't. Defenders of the Earth. There we go. With our buddy Jim Calafiore. And
I love the way. I mean, the whole book is cool, but I love the way he draws the Phantom.
oh yeah, he draws them all so good. And Rockefellers. All right. Now we go to DC. There's a bunch of DCs too. Dad gummit. All right. Well, first, one more independent. I got this Airboy Comics.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so this is volume 2, reprinting the original Hillman Airboys. And for people that want to, also I get stories with the Heap in this. And for those of you that want to discuss whether Swamp Thing or Man Thing came first, blah, 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 it all doesn't matter. The Heap, baby. The Heap is the original swamp monster. So all swamp creatures owe a lineage to the Heap. So all that other stuff doesn't matter. All right, Perez, Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Nice. I didn't see that one at the shop. They must have been sold out.
Yeah.
Perez, Zatanna.
They didn't have that one either.
Man, I missed all the Perez ones.
Superman, man. Superman.
And
Man, my first check's going to be gone.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the Justice League one. So all these so far have come from the postcard set, except this one, which came from an index, a Justice League index cover. So of the satellite era.
Because all the postcards were individual characters, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Except there was one that had the Detroit Justice League new members, Vibe, Vixen, Steel, and Gypsy.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say that one's not getting a cover.
No, that's not. But you had an elongated man. You had a really cool Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
You had an Atom that they haven't done. So it would be nice if they did that. Of course, the Arrow, the Flash one was really cool. The Arrow.
If they would have started doing this like 2 months ago, they could have put that on the Atom Project.
Yeah, they sure could have. And hold on one second, fellas. Credit card for it. Yeah, Boosh.
Remember the old days when you could just float a check by paying something with check, be like, oh, I'm not gonna have the money to clear this in time, and you would just like color in the bubble, like the numbers with a pen or something, so that they would it would take a couple extra days for them to mail in before everything was digital.
Yep.
There's the Peacemaker B cover.
That's a cool one. That's
just cool. So I didn't even get the A cover. The B cover was cool on that one. There's the A cover Flash or Wally's at War. I'm not enjoying Flash, but I got a complete run of Flash, so I got to keep it. Green Arrow. Looks like some old school Green Arrow.
Nice. Yeah, I know Rob Spittle would be happy if they did the
he would be. Green Lantern. And there's still the Batman covers still to come out too. And that one you had to send away for. And my girls, I told them a few years ago, I never did send away for it. And then one Christmas I get that Batman one signed by Perez, which was pretty cool. Great
gift. That's super cool.
Harley. The only downside was then I had to hang all, where they had the postcards. I had to move them all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Remeasure.
Superman, man.
You'll like the end of that issue, I think.
Good. I'm looking forward to reading the terrific one.
Yeah, that one was cool.
With the Spectre. Absolute Wonder Woman A cover. Martian Manhunter. I mean, this book is just so trippy. I'm struggling with the art because it's too psychedelic for me. I'm not cool enough. The Justice League, I like this, and Hook-Handed Aquaman.
Yeah,
love it. So.
Hold it up again. It's what Hook-Handed Aquaman. It's Year One Flash.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman. Yeah, that's cool seeing like all the different
Batman Beyond
generations.
Mm-hmm. Yep, very cool. World's Finest. Let's see. There's an Absolute Flash. But so far, I've enjoyed that book. Titans.
So
Yes.
is Martian Manhunter the only absolute book that you haven't really enjoyed that much?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the one I'm having the biggest struggle with. Crypto, The Last Dog of Krypton, cool JD cover.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that wasn't at the shop at all.
I'm looking forward to reading this. Here's the
Dustin Wynn cover.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I've heard people say it was a lot of fun. Tech. Looks like we're in a penguin.
I've been enjoying the new creative team on Detective.
So have I. Nightwing. It's a cool cover. I like that.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, holding a little mouse. I really love Wonder Woman. I think it's been a great book. I'm very happy with that book. Batman and Robin, year 1. Satana.
It's been
okay.
Yeah.
Just okay. Catwoman.
Well, like you said with other ones before, like you buy it because you like the character and you hope that the sales are enough that they do something else and maybe the something else will end up being better.
Maybe so. Pretty sexy Catwoman cover.
Yeah,
there.
that's a cool
I
one.
like that. Liz would still like that cover too.
That's Panosian. Who'll like it?
Liz should love that cover.
Oh, yep. Then here's Cho.
That cover is really nice.
Yep.
That's like the Poison Ivy ones he did.
Oh, the other night, Poison Ivy was a answer on Jeopardy. It was things you should avoid or something like that, and it was on the cover of Batman 181. It said you should avoid this, and it was Poison Ivy. So not only do I know that, I own that. Superman Unlimited.
See, it's too bad you weren't on that episode of Jeopardy. You could have buzzed it and go like, "What is Poison Ivy?" Also, I own that issue.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Oh yeah, there's one more book. Yeah. History of the Universe.
Does your shop have any more of those?
I don't know if we have any more. We had quite a few to begin with. I wish I knew in advance your what you were limited. Here's a great
that's
cover.
awesome.
That is.
Yeah, they didn't have that. They didn't have that cover at the shop when I went.
Yeah.
I went to the shop today at 5:30 tonight.
Oh, yeah, you went way late.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, let me know in advance if there's a book you're worried about, man.
Yeah, I did see that cover, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so this is a takeoff of the famous 25-cent book from the 40s where the kid is in front of the billboard with all the DC characters, goes, wow. And then they did another takeoff of it after 9/11 where Superman is in front of the billboard looking at a billboard of first responders, and he's going, wow.
Yeah.
Or something to that effect. So that's what this is. And the billboard is really cool. You see all those characters.
Yeah.
It's so cool that they did this with the billboard with the foily goodness. Look, Vigilante, Sergeant Rock in there.
Yeah, I like how you have Sergeant Rock and Jonah Hex right there together.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
The crossover you didn't know that you wanted.
Foily goodness.
And you're getting it anyhow.
Sal, I figured I did not know that you would have an issue with getting these things.
Oh,
For the goodness, Wonder Woman.
that wasn't there either. Damn it.
Yeah. And then the regular Dan Mora.
Yeah, that's the Wonder Woman one that they had.
Yeah. Was there any more? There's the sketch cover. Oh, yeah. There's the 1 in 25 cover.
Oh, God.
Should I show that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for
Oh,
it.
there it is. Oh, is that not doing it? Oh, how about that?
Oh,
Yeah. Look at that.
That was at the shop. It was on the wall, and I think it was like $60 or $55 or something.
don't show that one to Chris. He'll be like, "What's that over there?" And it'll disappear.
Chris, I bought 4 copies of these for Chris. This one we only had 2 copies of, and myself and a fellow named Mighty Mike Harbor snagged. And then Chris did buy one online though.
That's really cool.
Yeah, isn't that great? That's just old school JSA. So I can't wait to read that freaking book. So that's all my new stuff.
Well, Sal, you know what? If you need a copy of it, I've got this one available. You can
We may still have some. We had a lot of books. You're not going to get all the variants, but you know,
I've got
trying to make a
one
sale.
that you can commission a cover for.
Sale's trying to make a sale.
No, Dan's trying to make a sale.
For
Dan's
yourself.
trying to make a sale. Yeah. What do you think about that, Dan? All right. I don't want to get a Howard the Duck cover though. I'm telling you right now.
That's good because I don't really want to draw. As much as I joke around, I don't want to draw a duck.
Good.
Just for that, my next commission's a duck.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start off. You guys have seen this one already. Amazing Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man number 18. And Jamie, you're absolutely right. Best Spider-Man, non-Spider-Man book going right now.
Yes.
Of course, I have the Incredible Hulk, trippy ass monster cover.
Mm-hmm.
And they're running for cover of the year. X-Men 16, little wicked ass Wolverine in there.
Yep, in their little black goth gear.
Yep. Picked up this X-Men book, Demons and Death. Got a little Goblin Queen, Omega Red, and Havoc.
Yeah, I saw that and I kind of flipped through it, but I didn't pick it up. I wasn't sure if it's a one shot, a mini series, or what.
I don't know, but it had had the Goblin Queen on it, so I was like, okay, I'll take it. I'll try it. Let's see. Spider-Man Wolverine, the buff, as Jamie says, the buff issue.
Dude, they're like on fucking steroids in this.
Yeah,
even in the I was like, oh, it's just the covers. No, it's the goddamn interiors too.
They're on that Bane juice.
Yep. Superior Avengers.
That's a cool cover.
Yep. I too got the Spider-Man versus Wolverine issue number 3. Craven, a little Craven.
Spider-Man versus Wolverine.
I'm sorry, Predator versus Wolverine. Did I say Spider-Man versus Wolverine? Sorry, I was looking at the other cover. My bad. Yeah, so I can't wait to read that. All right, so on to DC. We got a Batman Ghost spoiler action.
That's cool.
And I also got the GLB cover. I got the
that's on my contender for the year. Like I can't.
It is a great cover. I got more variants coming from HCC on that one soon. So, and I picked up the Green Arrow cover as well. This is the A cover. There was another cover. It wasn't the Perez one, but it was another one that was like it had a white background to it that looked pretty cool. But I decided to pass on it because I think I got it ordered as well. From IDW, Godzilla foil Half Century War. And this is also check out this back.
Oh, nice Rocketeer, yeah.
Yep.
Godzilla's making the rounds through every damn company there is.
He is.
Oh wait, let me see the back of that again. Oh, okay, yeah, they're doing a trade for that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Cargo of Doom.
That was a really good miniseries.
Issue of 1 hits docks in it August 2012. I have no idea what that. Why is that 2012? But that's weird. But okay.
Because that's when the series came out. So I don't know.
That's when it's okay. All right, very good. So that's my full list. I'll show off my back issues because they're pretty quick, and then I'll let Gary show us his mega stack from Heroes. The
mega stack.
And this is all thanks to Dan Kelly. I appreciate you helping me spend my money. There was a guy on eBay that's selling some demon books. And
I was like, what are you talking about? I wouldn't even go to the shop with you this week.
Even when he's not at the shop with me, he's sending me eBay shit all the time. Check this out. Well, one of the lots I got this for $3 plus whatever shipping was, but it's a set of demon books, but they're not all from the same series. But I'll show them to you. So first one up is Demon Driven Out, Race You to Hell.
Great cover.
I think this is a 4-issue series, if I remember right. I think.
I mean, I can stop sending them to you if you want.
You won't. You won't. So next is Blood of the Demon. And this is also from the Blood of the Demon series. Got a little Superman Wonder Woman action in there.
John Byrne.
Yeah.
See, what it doesn't tell you is I actually sent them
about 4 others.
I had 8 different demon auctions going. I was like, you get the whole run of this book.
But it wasn't all the same volumes, I think, because the 2 that I lost out on that because I put it in the minimum bid like a couple hours before the end, and of course I didn't go back and check the snipe factor. But those other ones would have been cool. So this is number 6 from Blooded Demon as well.
Etrigan just made an appearance in the Batman and Robin Philip Kennedy Johnson book too.
Oh, okay,
Well,
very cool. Gary, you're gonna love this one. Look at this. We got a little
Yep.
Spectre action on that one.
Nice.
Spectre wants the blood of the demon. And we got number 8 with that.
Oh, that's a hungry hippo.
And then we got number 9, I believe this is. Yeah, number 9.
Mm.
And number 13.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was
One
thinking
more.
about this when they did that that 1 year later time jump thing. They never went back and did stories for that year gap, did they? Like they did the year later thing, and then they would just kind of allude to stuff that happened during the year.
Yeah, I don't remember that they did either.
Because that happened in Outsiders too.
It was all the DC books, because remember in the Batman books, it was like Batman had gone away and Harvey Dent was cured and, and looking over Gotham for a year. And, Teen Titans, they had a bunch of new characters. And but I don't think they ever went back and did anything to actually show what happened that year.
I don't remember either.
Unless I just completely missed it.
So the last one is, this is Demon number 1 from the 4-issue mini.
That's cover.
Yep. So I got all that for $3 plus the shipping. So I think it was $10 total.
Nice.
That's not bad.
Nice haul.
Yep. All right. That's it for my back issues. Gary, you are up.
All
Show
right.
us your haul.
All right, buckle in. Well, first, this was alluded to, my great Ghost Rider shirt. So thank you for the love there. You know what's even really cool about it? Stop! That's really cool, baby.
Oh, nice. Were you wearing the shirt when you bought the book?
Bought it last year or two ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't just buy it. I've had this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I already had this book. This is from 1951, I think. Yeah, so this Ghost Rider 3, 1951. So this Ghost Rider first appeared in Tim Holt. The book was called Tim Holt Comics. So, but that's where this Ghost Rider appeared. But for Zeta cover, so the fact that I owned this comic made me need to own this shirt. So there you go. So cool beans there. A couple other things that aren't quite comics that I'm gonna show. Gary's like, gotta hang on. Yeah, there you go. I've had this for a year from Baltimore last year, but I did not get it framed until now.
Oh,
that's cool.
Kitson one. Nice.
Yeah, the Kitson. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And again, I always maintain this is the last hero in the world you want pointing at you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? You may get your ass pounded to a pulp by a lot of the others. This guy, no, this is going to be some Old Testament, turn you into a block of wood and cut you up stuff. Yeah, you do not want that guy pointing at you. So I showed a few weeks ago the Jim Calafiore Wildcat he did for me. Well, I got the template for it where he did. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Pam. That he did to make that painting, and here it is.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that great?
That's cool.
So now I will have this go in proximity to that, and that's what I wanted. I told him I wanted that fist up where you could see the bandages and have a little blood, so the paint's got a little, or the painting's got a little blood.
Little bloody blood.
Yeah, a little blood.
So that's the same size as the Bane one that I got, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was in his sketchbook. Absolutely.
Right, because I couldn't find the frame to fit.
So this is an 8x10 frame, and you put it in here and just let it be a border.
Yeah,
that's the best thing you can do.
That's the way you do it.
Or that's how I do it.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Yeah.
So, my daughter for Father's Day had a really cool gift for me.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a box of unopened Bernie Wrightson cards.
Nice.
From 2012, I think. And in here are actually, let's see. Is it 20 or is it 1993? Shoot, I see 1993 on here. Could it be that long ago? I didn't think it was, but maybe it is. And anyway, I could actually have a Bernie signature card in here, which would be really cool.
Are you going to open it and find out?
Yeah, we'll open. She and I will open it at some point together. So anyway,
you got to do the box break video. Those are hot.
So these things, and the it pops up where the gravestone sticks up. When you have
okay.
blade and all. So that's going to be really cool. So I look forward to doing that. So thank you to my youngest there. All right, so that is
cool.
all the stuff that's not comics. So now I guess we can dive into some comics, see if I got any. You need a drink. There's going to be a lot of talking.
All right. Well, real quick, I just want to shoot this out there. So I know I'm not making Baltimore this year. It is the plan for next year.
Thank you,
1,000%. I need some help for Baltimore, guys.
Yes,
Brian K. Vaughn's going to be there. I need his signature.
Okay.
Gary makes you jealous. Almost hate him for a second. Don't hate. It's just love.
He was just announced today, and I went, I need to send my saga something I need signed.
Okay, well we'll be there.
Yep, send it to me.
I'm excited. Andy Kubert is going to be here.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And
I've never met him.
Ennis
Ennis will be back this year. He had just moved back to England last year. Is the only reason he wasn't, but he shows up to Baltimore. All right, so I made a dent on my Marvel horror, which is really good. So here we go. Beware, Slade Curran. You say you will do anything to gain the secret of eternal life. Then this is my price. You must slay the woman you love. So here again, here's Marvel giving the whole damn plot on the cover.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, for eternal life, slay the woman you love. That's all we need. We don't need his name. We don't need all that other stuff. We just need, just give us that. I just think it's fascinating the difference between the DC and the Marvel, the Marvel books on how they did the horror. All right. That's all I can advise. All right. Beware 4. And I love the little, the logo, the creature behind the curtain. Beware 4. Alice, what in the name of heaven, what's happening? The tree, it's alive. Okay, that's not so much, but that's just cool.
That is a cool cover.
It's a cool logo.
Yeah, it is a cool logo.
The monsters are coming.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of Night of the Living Dead, like, Barbara, they're coming for you, Barbara.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Beware number 5. This is a really cool cover. Again, too much words, though. You see this, my dear? This is the man you promised to marry. No, I never dreamed he'd look like that. This is my son, the monster. All she had to say is, you promised to marry my son, the monster.
Or just, you promised to marry my son, and then...
Yeah. So look at the, it's really cool shadow on the wall. So a lot of fun. I finished.
What year did this come out? What year
these
did
are
this come out?
73, 74.
Okay, all right.
I finished Chamber of Chills. No, stay back. Don't you recognize me? I'm your husband. Yeah, I guess not. Full Moon's out.
That's a cool cover.
She's going full beast still there.
Yeah.
He's going to rip into shreds. So there we go.
I love the logo on that one too.
Yep. Chamber of Chills does logo. So all the Marvel horror had those things. The Marvel horror also were reprints of the Atlas books of the 50s, except for Chamber of Towers. I think was it Chamber of Towers? Chamber of Towers was the only one that was not. They had new stories where DC, all of theirs were new stories. Here's Chamber of Chills 23. So this completed my run.
That's
Murray, my boy.
That's what the cover should have said.
Yeah, Murray, my boy. So I also picked up a 25 because my 25 was a dog copy. But here we go. Moomba. That's all you need. He haunts the jungle night. Moomba. We didn't need anybody to say anything. So this upgrades my Moomba.
Like I love that cover because of the fact that there's so much like darker flats to it, but then you have that one outline of yellow around them.
Yep.
That's a cover that Brandon at Mon Comics would like. He likes all those old
monster
with the monsters that have the ridiculous names like that.
Yeah. Moomba. So it was, like I said, it was definitely worth the upgrade, and all these I got for half price. So I've been looking for a giant sized Chillers 2. So the first giant sized Chillers had Dracula and Lilith on it, and I have that. And then they did a volume 2 that was issues 1, 2, and 3. And I have a 1 and a 3, and I've had them for a while, but 2 has been a pain in the ass. And when I find it, it's beat to hell. or it's super expensive because it's really high grade. And I almost pulled the trigger on one that was a little beat, and I said, no, I'm just going to wait. And I'm glad I did, because I ended up, this says 40 on it, but I got it for $20. Chamber Chillers 2.
Oh, nice.
Giant size.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
Yes, what the future holds in store for you, mister? Then look at this. The answer's in the cards.
Is that the same woman that was trying to get that chick to marry her son?
Yeah, she gets around. She gets around. But look at the card. He's getting choked out in the card.
Ah.
Yep. You see the hands coming behind him?
Yep, exactly. So, and look at that logo. So it's some kind of sea monster.
Yep.
68 page big book.
It's got a bunch of pages. Yes, 68 pages. All right, so my journey into mystery horror ones. Yeah, thank you. My journey into mystery horrors. I really love this cover, and it's going to look great in a good bag. I'm one away from finishing this now, and I think it had like 25 issues or so. But here's 16. It's a classic. Relax, darling. There's nothing to be afraid of here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing
Death lurks within this mummy case, and then I would say that's not really a mummy. That's a skeleton. But okay.
He's got some wraps on him, so.
Oh,
yeah. But anyway, and look at that logo. So it's got I guess that's the River Styx and Charon.
The ferryman.
Yep, the ferryman. So there's 16. And I did find I think I needed 17, and I found one that was just a little too beat. I'm going to hold and get a better, get a better condition. So I'm almost completed this. Here we go. After centuries of imprisonment, I'm free to crush the world. We're starting with that chick, the thing from the sinister swamp. There we go.
That's how I feel after driving on 270.
Yeah, I bet. So I needed one more issue of Sorcery, which is a Red Circle Comics group, which is Archie, and they went horror for a while, and I needed Sorcery number 8.
Nice.
It's a Gray Morrow cover.
It looks like the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Kind of does. So I was happy to have that. The first 2 issues of Sorcery were Sabrina the Witch things that were in the Archie thing. So I don't know that I'll get them, but 2 through, I guess, 15 maybe were, more horror themed. So this completes them. I love the hand coming out of the grave.
Yeah.
What do you be honest with yourself? I don't know if I'll get those. You're buying all those Dial H for Hero books that you hate so you can complete that run. When you get close to completing that run, you're going to be like, oh, goddamn, I'm going to have to get those 2 issues.
Yeah, but they're Archies, man. Come on. Dial H for Hero is not Archie.
But
I know.
But when you get there, you're going to be like, oh, I need these 2 issues. And you're going to find them somewhere and be like, damn it.
It'll depend on how much they are. And I don't know if they will be much. If they're cheap, yeah, I'll get them. All right. So this is getting close to finishing this. Uncanny Tales from the Grave, and it's a skeletal hand for the logo. You have trespassed into our world, humans. Now you must pay the price. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have. That's not too much. Exposition.
3.
He's got a gun.
Scaries.
What? What'd you say, Dan?
What it says at the bottom: 3 additional features.
Scary. Yeah. All right, Worlds Unknown. I'm getting close to finishing them, but I didn't have number 1, so here we go. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, you're right, Pam. Most of these, it's about the covers. Yep. Pipe yourselves aboard, lads. I can't wait to see what those space jockeys brought back from Mars. Yeah, I think you can wait, because that ain't good. That is not good what they brought back. The Coming of the Martians.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yep. And look at that logo. So it's like a world and a planet and a creature on the planet.
Yeah.
All right. So those are part of what I got now. Do y'all want to see? I guess I can show you. Do you want to see the signed books that are for y'all?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. This one's for me. This is one of the things I got Roy Thomas. I got him to sign a facsimile of All-Star 1, and I gave that to Chris. Nice. I got him to sign a facsimile of All-Star Comics 3, I'm sorry, for Chris, where they're sitting around the table, the classic cover. I got All-Star Squadron 1 and All-Star Squadron 67, which is the last issue signed by Roy also. I gave Mike the 1 and I kept the 67.
Nice.
So there we go. So that's for me. Okay, so here's one of my favorite books, and I did have a good bit of the interaction. I got to talk to Jerry Conway about this.
Oh yeah.
This is one of, he said it was one of his favorite books, and I got to say, I always say it's the best anniversary book ever. And this is a wraparound cover, so I have 2 issues in here, and the second one I have, I show the backside, but that's signed by Jerry Conway now.
That's cool.
Nice.
Not a
That
great
is awesome.
signature, but it's time. So I got one of these for me, one of these for Mike, one of these for Chris. So got those
Very cool.
signed by Conway.
How much was he charging for it, or no?
Yeah, they're 20 a piece for Conway.
Ooh.
So I think I said I spent $245 with Conway.
Oh, yeah.
Mike's already got his things, and he's got that stupid remark. Matter of fact, I had to pull things off the table that I was going to get signed by Conway because, everything was ka-ching, 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 and I had to pull some things back. To Gary, this was my Sandman complete Shakespeare collection. Steve Olaf and Charles Vess. That's there.
That's cool.
Yeah,
so
that's pretty cool.
and that. All right, this is for one Dan Kelly, Roy Thomas.
Oh, thank you.
On his Invaders, absolutely.
That's a good
I
placement.
like the signature placement's good on there. I like how it, because it sucks when you get a signature and it you can't notice it. So that's nice on it.
Well, I did ask him. Freedom Fighters, I had to abandon because Conway.
That's fine. That's fine. I wouldn't have. If you would have texted me and said, "Hey, $20 for a signature on this," I'd have been like, "No, that's okay."
Well, at least you got this one signed.
That's cool, and that's a really good placement too, right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So I made. I think we had talked about if you could only get one, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I think you'll. Let's see. Todd Knock.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's cool.
He's a nice guy. I got him to sign a Stargirl, and I don't have all the books that I had signed. And Todd Knock.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Did he charge? Or no, his was free for the
His
first
was free.
book, right?
He was free.
Yeah.
And then there you go.
Nice.
So there's your Roy Thomas on Avengers 57, and he signed it where we asked him to. So that was really good. So that's all the.
Does he? Well, I don't know. I was gonna say, does he get a lot of those? But he's got so many big books. It's not like some guys might only have 1 or 2 big ones that they probably get a lot for. I don't know with him.
Yeah. Because when I saw him, the line had gone down quite a bit. All right, so let's go in reverse order here. Let's see what we got here. All right. I got a romance book. I never wanted anyone until I met you, little chick. You never wanted me, darling, until you found out how rich I am. Lies and loves of Lisa Sinclair. There you go, Richard. So great Nick Party cover, but little chick. I never wanted anyone until I met you, little chick. Yeah,
thank you, Richard, thank you, Booze. Yeah, thank you for getting those signed for me too.
No problem. All right, this was pretty cool. This is World's Finest 159. What is cool about this is now with this, I have World's Finest 118 up. Ooh. So this dropped me 4 years, back. I need about a dozen to be 98 up on World's Finest. So, so that will, I'll be under 100 when I'm done with my World's Finest. All right, I had this in bad shape, so this is an upgrade. Warlord 20, $2 upgrade. I'll take that.
That's a cool cover too.
Oh, it's great, Mike Grill cover. So I got that. Also, Mike Grill had successful heart valve surgery. He was going to be at Carolina, but his surgery got delayed. So it was really cool. We got to sign a nice card for him. A big card that his guy Jeff Messer did, which was great. All right, this has a little bit of story to it. But
he'll be at Baltimore.
He's supposed to be at Baltimore.
Yeah.
We're hoping, and he has an art book that I'm in the art book. There's a picture of Mike with fans, and I'm holding up the Warlord commission piece he did for me.
Oh, nice.
So that book, Jeff is gonna take it to Mike and have him draw a Warlord sketch in it. But since that Warlord omnibus is coming out, I'm wondering if I should get a Green Arrow sketch in it. So we'll see. I'll have to see.
Well, I mean, you'll have to get set up at Baltimore with your own table and have those books where you can sign autographs for people.
There you go. That would be fantastic. So Mark Nathan, who is the head, who runs the Baltimore Comic Con, was a big lick, and he says, I told him I wasn't a Disney guy, and I know he loves Disney, so he gives me a Disney book he wants me to read because Mike and I made him read Detective 455, that great vampire story, and he loved it. And he said, now we had a reading assignment. So I read this, and it was Thor a year before the Marvel version came out. There's a story in here with Thor in it. And I thought it was delightful, and it's kind of a complex story. I thought it would be really, really kid stuff, but it was kind of fun. It was kind of a detailed story. And I told Mark, this is not going to make me a Disney person, but I will buy this book. It came from him, and I wanted to buy it. And Mark said, nope. I'm going to give you that book. So Mark gave me this book, which was nice. And he says at Baltimore, he's giving me another Disney book. That's a better story he wants me to read. He just gave me this because it was the Thor. And a year before Marvel came out with Thor. But cool. Kirby's first Thor was actually done in Tales of the Unexpected. He did a story with Thor in it in the DC anthology. I don't have that issue yet, but I will.
Those old books, man. Carl Barks' art in that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was. I can appreciate it. I mean, it's not my style, but I sure do appreciate it.
Like the detail that he put into that stuff too. Really nice.
Right, here's the 1957 Superman 112. Ooh. My goal is to be Superman 99 up, and I'm getting there. Yeah. This book was okay, so it's got the stamp on it. Okay.
I kind of like those stamps.
I don't mind. This one doesn't take away too much. It's got some water damage on it. Somebody drew in the S a little bit. But what's really amazing about this book was $10.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
For like a VG of this book, I'm paying over $100, right? And I need to get it. I will live with this $10 copy. I told Damien, maybe I'll upgrade it. He goes, no, don't upgrade it. Just that looks good enough. And I said, you know what? You're right.
Like I said, those old stamps on some of those old books, like I think they look kind of cool. It adds that little bit of history to the book where you can see, okay, this is where this originally comes from.
And I like that if it doesn't take away from the picture too much. Yeah. It's the water damage that I don't like as much, but that's fine. All right. Tell him, Sal. There you go.
That's right. That is right.
All right. I got a House of Mystery 110.
Oh, that is nice.
That's cool.
Yep. Nice shape to it. Really good, Got it for half off. We're too late. The beast is already awakened from his 1,000-year sleep, and he's on another rampage.
No.
No, I hate it when that happens. And stupid Robbie Raymond. Got one of these dilate idiots. 173. Yeah. So I've got about 4 more of these dumb Robbie Raymonds to get, and the one is the first appearance, which I got to pay a little bit for, which pisses me off. And the other one that's got a little bit more value to it is it's the first Plastic Man in DC Comics, where he turns the dial and becomes Plastic Man. So I almost bought a dog copy of that one, but I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna wait and get a better copy of that. All right.
Don't think of it as getting a Dial H for Hero book. Think of it as getting a Plastic Man book.
Well, I will, and these I have to get for the House of Mystery. So I got the John Wayne Adventures, and I'm trying to complete this series. This was from, late 40s, early 50s. But this one is not part of that 31-issue series. This is an Australian comic.
Oh.
And it's got different material. It's a different cover. None of the others had this cover. And so it's an Australian book, and it's from 56, and the stories aren't of the other stories as far as I know, but it was $10. But you know what? I'm gonna get it. Yep, I'm good with that too, Pam. I'm with you on that. The date stamp is the water damage I had more issue with, but the back of it showed it more. I'm not gonna look at the back, so I don't care. I'm good with that. I was going to get this signed by her, but her line was a little too long. I got one signed from Mike, and I didn't have this at the time. That's just a Jenny Frison Catwoman that I already owned a copy, but I was just trying to buy something for her to sign. All right, so here we go. We're toward the end. Got some really cool ones now. I got a really cool tone cover, Army at War 124.
Oh, nice.
That is cool.
There he is. Look, Rock in a German outfit. Rock, attack. I can't fire at Rock, even if he is leading the enemy. Rock be the first to tell you, open up. And then I love the little inset there of Rock there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's a really cool cover. All right. So for me to have Rock 222 up, Army at War into Sergeant Rock, the Duke of Atlantis, I hear that. I needed 320 and 323, which are killing me, but I'm going to get those things eventually. But I also needed 240 and 241. And I found them, and they are super high grade.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay, super high grade, beautiful special feature, War of the Future. This one here, oh man, another one, super high grade. So one had $65 on it, the other had $60. I got them both for $100. So I put $100 there. Oh, come on, man! How about $110? Like I got 250s right here, man. So
Yeah.
I guess so. I got them. They're super high grade, but I think these are pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that is cool.
They are
Those
very
are-
cool.
You know what's even cooler?
Ooh,
Oh, that's the one you showed me that.
nice.
Joe Kubert owned this book.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
See this book right here? Joe Kubert
Oh, man, that's cool.
owned this book. So I own 2 Sergeant Rocks that Joe Kubert owned.
Yeah, that's cool.
How freaking cool is that?
That's super cool.
So, of course, I called Mike. Mike is very jelly. And I've got to get, so now Mike's like, well, what other ones do they have? I said, well, they got about a dozen more. So I went back there and I made him pull over to the side of the road. So he could pull up.
Hello.
He's got to pull up the images on his phone and tell me which ones he wants. And I'm reading off the ones they have. The 2 he picked, God, was a 235, which was a really great cover, and 242, which was a 100-pager. And those would have been the 2 I'd have picked because these worked for me perfectly because I needed these books. But the others, yep, Uncle Gary, you know, I know it was supposed to be Daniel Craig, and I think he has the look for it, but I would rather it be an American. I tell
It
you
was
what,
also going to be Colin Farrell at one point too. I think.
you know what? I think, you know, after watching Fury, I think Brad Pitt could be really good at it.
Yeah.
I think they could dirty him up just a little bit to, like maybe he's yeah, bona fide Kubrick, baby. And that's so cool. You know, he may be a little bit too ugly for Rock, but Michael Rooker, I think could be
Yeah, he would be good.
I think he could be pretty cool as Rock too.
I think they should cast you as Sergeant Rock.
All right, I can do that. I'm a little grizzled. So anyway, those are really cool. And I do have 2 other books. 2 other little books here. Little books. They're not big, they're little books.
Little books.
Little.
One of them I used on our show for Comic Character of the Week as one of my covers.
Uh-oh.
All right. Oh, Tom Hardy. You know what? I think Tom Hardy would be great.
Yeah.
I think he would be fantastic. Thanks, Pam.
He's old enough to play Rock, but young enough that he's
Yes.
young enough that he could do it and do a few movies, but not so old that he's like, I don't believe.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he did a movie with was LaBeouf in it and a guy named Jason Clarke in it. Jason Clarke's what'd you say?
Lawless.
Jason Clarke, I think, would be a really cool Rock too.
Carl Urban did the voice of Rock in the animated short. Oh, that's cool.
That is one.
Jared Leto. And it's a Plastic Man cover. So there was a horror book, an Atlas Horror, and this, and I had to make a choice. And I came with this, and the reason I came with this, one reason was I used it in our Plastic Man show. Also, it's a football cover in 1943. The other thing is there's 11 dudes here. All 11 dudes have weapons. The one on the end here has got an eye patch. He's an eye patch and got a dagger. And the guy next to him's got a dagger in his mouth and a blackjack. The big dude next to him's got a straight razor and a pistol in his pocket. The center has a hammer in his breeches and brass knuckles where he's gripping the ball. The other dude's got a club with spikes on it. The dude next to him has a broken bottle and a board with a nail in it. the dude on the very end next to that dumbass Woozy Winks is biting the pin out of a grenade. In the backfield, we got a fullback's got a Tommy gun. The wingback has got a bat. Quarterback has got a pistol hanging out of his pocket, and the tailback has got a crowbar. I think
That's cool.
That's perfect.
I just think that is so great. It's got so much. So it was 175. I probably got it for 120, 125. So I just think it's great. I think it's cool. It's Golden Age book number 10, Plastic Man number 10.
That's cool.
So, yay football, Pam. I knew you'd like a sport cover for you. That's for you, Pam. So there you go. So that.
Yeah, it was just one of those DC showcase shorts that's on. I don't remember which movie it was on those direct-to-DVD animated movies DC does. What year is that Plastic Man from?
43.
Wow.
All right. Got another one from January of 43, meaning it hit the newsstands in the late fall of 42. So I have a More Fun Comics Spectre cover. I finally got a grail for me. I had a More Fun Comics Dr. Fate cover. I have a More Fun Comics Green Arrow cover. Now, I have a More Fun Comics Johnny Quick cover.
Oh,
Nice.
That's awesome.
That is great.
So I get the speed formula written out there. 3x2 9YZ4A. And he's hitting these dudes out of their shoes. So he's knocking them out of their shoes, which is great.
Yeah.
And it also, has nice bold Green Arrow, Dr. Fate, Spectre, Aquaman. So really cool. I got this at $4.50 on it. I got it for $4. So happy. I'm happy with the price. It's a cool book. And, Johnny Quick only appeared on 3 covers, 86, 87, and 100. Of the 3, this is the one I like the best. So I had almost bought this. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I hear that, Boosh. I hear that, man. So I'm very happy to have the Johnny Quick More Fun. So the Aquaman never got a More Fun cover, and he didn't get a cover till Brave and the Bold 28, but these other guys did. The only other hero, and we'll see this in the showcase, the only other hero that got a More Fun cover was Superboy, and he only had a few of them, and 2 of them are really stupid. So there's one I maybe I'll get a Superboy cover. And those are tough because Superboy's first appearance was in More Fun 101. And 102, his first cover, he's doing something with these stupid idiots, Dover and Clover, that took over the book, the 2 twins that are just dumbasses. And then in 102, he's playing marbles. So that'd be the one I would go for. And then 104, he's serving pancakes to Dover and Clover. So I don't want that garbage. And he went from Adventure Comics to or More Fun to Adventure is where he went. And then eventually he got his own book, number 1. But there we go. There's my Golden Age gem of the con.
That's awesome.
More Fun, 87, 1943 cover date. So it's got that old
Good stuff. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So what JSA, Golden Age characters do you have left that you want to get covers for?
Well, it's less about the characters than it is about the books, because I've got the Golden Age Sensation and Wonder Woman, Action and Superman, Batman and Detective. I've got Adventure Comics. I've got a Sandman cover, Starman cover, and Hourman cover. So I've got the 3 of them on there. I need a Comic Cavalcade, which is a book that usually had Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern on it. I need an all Flash cover. Oh, and I got my Flash comics. I have a Jay Garrick cover, and I have a Hawkman cover. All Flash. I need one of those. And I have an All American Comics with Green Lantern on it, but I do need to get Green Lantern's own book with him on it. So there's a few more of the Golden Age DCs, and then I'll try to move over to, the Marvels and the Timely. But for these books that had the different characters on them, I want to at least get one each hero at least have one appearance on these books. I'll never be able to complete these ever, But if I can just have one great representation of all the heroes on it, then I'm happy.
Well, when you get that fat DC money when they cast you as Sergeant Rock, then you can tell them, like, you know what, you don't have to pay me with money. I know DC's got to have these in a vault somewhere. You just pull out some copies for me. We'll call it square.
Well, you know what? I don't know what DC has in their vault, how many of the old books they have, but that would be cool to find out what they did have. That's for daggone sure. But yeah, if I had that crazy money, first book I get's All-Star 3, baby.
That is cool. That is awesome.
So that's it. That's my haul. It's a pretty good haul.
Yeah.
Shirt. Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Actually, we should just go ahead and leave you on the big side. Hey, Jamie.
And Pam, hang around. Yep. When we do that, I've got to get my list. But Pam, I went and specially curated this just for you. Made a list and everything.
Yeah.
Well, we got an announcement to make, right, Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Jamie,
we have a winner for front and center. Let me get up for this. We have a winner for the June giveaway, and this month's winner is Dan. Tell me you got the graphic. His name is Sectioned. He's from TikTok, and we've had people across all platforms literally dying for these books. So I'm happy that we can branch out into other medias and get ourselves out there, whether it just be YouTube alone. 800 and I think the final count was 37 entries.
Wow,
that's crazy.
So, Section be messaging you tomorrow.
That's knuckin' futz.
And the funniest thing is he only had 6 entries.
Oh wow.
The highest one we had was 130.
Wow. Nice.
That's the Brown Lanterns got full. He's full of that.
That's pretty funny there.
Well, you know what? And we're close to announcing the July giveaway when it's July.
Same format.
Well, I got 2 of the book because I'm doing the July giveaway too. I did the last one. 2 of the books I have sitting here. The third one I'm waiting to get in the mail, so it'll be showing up in the mail sometime in the next few days.
Sweet.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think it'll be another book that people will be excited to be like, oh, all I have to do is do this and I can win those. Hell yeah.
Hells yes.
All
right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we can go ahead and wrap up this edition of the Comics Unleashed Saturday night. Show us your pools, baby. We've seen some good issues tonight. Thank you all for sharing. But now,
sharing is caring.
We got Uncle Gary's Showcase, which is a special Pam episode.
Special Pam edition.
It's all about Pam.
It's all about Pam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week. We'll be on next week for Comics Unleashed.
Yeah,
we're probably not gonna have a podcast. We're not gonna do.
Well, I thought we might have a podcast. I thought there was a special pop-up podcast.
There might be an idea depending on who wants to do it.
All right, very good, very good. In July, better be some special books. Of course, they will be.
Me too, Booge. I was put on this earth in July. We share the same month, baby.
That's right. That's right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for Uncle Gary's Showcase.
Woohoo. All right. For the showcase tonight, a special request from Pam. She wanted to see a showcase of first appearances of some of the main members of the Legion of Superheroes. I made a list and I checked them off. All right.
Twice.
3 times. So the only book on here I don't have the original of, but I do have a facsimile of a Legion first appearance, would be More Fun Comics 101. And in it, this is the first appearance of Superboy. And they don't even mention him on the cover. They mention those idiots Dover and Clover, but they don't even mention Superboy. And it's also the first Jor-El on here too. But it was a Green Arrow and Speedy cover. More Fun 101. There you go. First Superboy. All right. So after the first Superboy, I guess what would be a big first appearance would be, I don't know, first appearance of the Legion themselves. Nice. Cosmic Boy, Lightning Boy, Saturn Girl. Even though Lightning Boy got changed, his name got changed to Lightning Lad, and the costumes got changed a little bit, especially Lightning Boys and Saturn Girls. But there we go, Adventure 247, 2.0 copy. Not a bad copy. This is a big boy book. Right
yeah, what do you always say?
Oh, low grade's better than no grade.
Yep, that's right.
That looks nice though.
It presents well.
It's got a little bit down. Yeah. It's got a chip there, but I think it's a good looking 2.0.
Yeah.
I've seen 3s that look worse than this.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but it is what it is. I'll take it. Adventure 247. A book a little expensive. Another book that's kind of a big deal in this pantheon is First Supergirl. So there's 252. There's my Action 252. That's a pretty good copy. I think that's a pretty solid copy.
That is a solid copy
of Action, and it hasn't faded. A lot of times the blues fade on these old Superman mirror books. But anyway, Action 252.
How long was she around before they changed her skirt from blue to red? Because I know obviously it was blue.
A while. I think she'd been around a little while before they did that. Yeah. And what was really great is in the 70s, they had her wearing hot pants, which is much better.
Oh, yeah, and the headband.
People look up her skirt all the time. And she had a choker. I like the choker look on her. All right, so the second appearance of the Legion was in Action, I think, 267. So let's see. Was that the second? All right. Well, in this 267 right here, now some of them you don't get to see the characters. It's just the book. But in Action 267, first appearance of Chameleon Boy, Colossal Boy, and Invisible Kid. So you get those 3 first appeared in the backup story here in this action. All right. So Action 2 and Action 276, we get a lot of first appearances. This book took me a few years to get this book. 276 had a lot of first appearances in here, and Supergirl is on the cover of it. But Shrinking Violet, Triplicate Girl, Bouncing Boy, Phantom Girl, Brainiac 5, and Sun Boy. This was their first appearance in here. And I was looking for the second appearance of the Legion, but that's not here because it was only those 3, Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, and Cosmic Boy. So that's why I didn't have it, because it wasn't their first appearance. So, but anyway, in that, you get a whole passel of Legionnaires in that. All right.
Yeah, that guy did kind of remind me of Flex Mentallo.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, so here we go. The first appearance of Starboy. I was actually planning to get the first leads. It's Tough Trigger. Yeah, it is, Pam. It is. That is an expensive book, but if you love the Legion like we do, I think it's how can I show these without us having the ring on? There we go. Long live the Legion. All right. So here we go. 282 here is the first appearance of Starboy. Adventure 282, first appearance of Starboy. He is on the cover. So there you go. So he's
very cool.
Yeah, he's bringing jewels to Lana Lang. So that's just trying to woo her. All right. Here's an early book, Superboy 89, first appearance of Mon-El.
Nice.
Okay, so that's a little bit of book's got a little value to it. My copy's pretty nice. It's pretty nice there.
Right.
So, but first Mon-El. All right, and these are late 50s books. Also in Superboy, a little later, Superboy 98, first Ultra Boy.
Very cool.
So you get Ultra Boy on the cover. So this is like 62, I guess, maybe 61, 62. So you get Ultra Boy on the cover there.
One of the only Legion members that didn't need the flight ring to fly.
Right, but actually,
we'll use one power at a time. Yeah,
right. Actually, it really benefits him because he doesn't have to use the flight power, and he can be doing something else. All right, let's see. Here we go. Adventure 303. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, this is first Matter Eater Lad. So it's just the Superboy cover though, so you don't get the, the Legion on the cover, but it's the first Matter Eater Lad.
And what did he do, Gary?
He saved the damn universe by eating the Miracle Machine. Yes, he did. So
you hear that, Sonny?
Sonny, wherever you are.
Yeah, but F-listers, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's
he's not on the F list.
Save the universe. Sure. You don't get on the universe by doing that. All right, Adventure 306. Who was in 306? All right, so this Adventure 306 is a whole bunch of new ones. All the Legion of Substitute heroes, including Polar Lad, who became Polar Boy, who did make the Legion at some point. Stone Boy, the most useless power there is, he turns into a rock and he can't even move. So what you can do is you could beat his teammates to death with him. So that's stupid.
You could use him for the fastball special if he was the one. Yeah. You had someone strong throwing.
Yeah, you could. Night Girl only has superpowers at night. Yeah. There you go. Night Girl, who only has superpowers at night. And you know what? I dated a couple chicks like that.
I was going to say.
Yeah, they were Night Girl. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah, and they shape change too. When the sun comes up in the morning and shines through the window, and you look at him, you're like, ah.
Well, see, I never drank, so I never had that problem. So here we go. 307 is the Adventure 307, first Element Lad.
I saw someone once that said weed was better than booze because you don't get weed glasses when you're high. Ugly, still ugly.
Well, there you go. There you go. First Element Lad.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a pretty good copy. All right. What's next on our hit parade? First Light Lass, which is Lightning Lad's sister. So, but you don't see her on here. He just says the strange return of Lightning Lad. So you get his sister in there also. All right. And all right, are we at Adventure 317? First Dream Girl. She does make the cover. And she is dreamy. Look at her. And the Legion gets turned into super babies. Wow, me hungry. Yeah, pretty colors. We want my mommy. The Menace of Dream Girl. So there you go. All right. First Dream Girl. What's next? Adventure 327. Who do we have in this one? It doesn't show us on the cover. So I had to write these down. 327. 327. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it says it at the bottom. First Timberwolf. Or, the Wolverine before there was a Wolverine. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is about the morning after. But yes, the first Timberwolf in Adventure 327. All right.
And remember for the people that say, "Oh, that's just a Wolverine knockoff," other way around.
Yeah, Wolverine stole from him. All right, Adventure 346. Not only did you get your first Feral Lad, first Karate Kid, first Princess Projecta, you got all three of these. This is also the first issue that Jim Shooter wrote.
That's cool.
And his 13-year-old self. And Nemesis Kid, who never really became a Legionnaire. But, so there you go. So he comes out of the box with brand new Legionnaires, does Mr. Shooter. All right. Adventure, let's see. Adventure 350 is the White Witch appears in here. She's not on the cover, but she makes an appearance. We got Go-Go Checks. So there's Adventure 350.
Go-Go Checks.
We love Go-Go Checks. Adventure. Yep, there you go.
You know, he's got to keep his blood sugar up so he can save the world.
That's right. Adventure 365 is the first Shadowlass, and she is on the cover.
Mm.
So there you go.
Very cool.
So you have some Shadowlass on the cover. And what's next? 371, I think. Yep. Adventure 371 is, and you don't see him on the cover, but it's First Chemical King, who also saved the world by stopping a chemical reaction that would have caused a nuclear explosion. So there you go. So that was First Chemical King. All right. Now we're going to move. This isn't as exciting because it's a really cool character. He's not on the cover. But Superboy 195 is the first Wildfire.
Nice.
That's a cool cover, though.
Yeah, Nick Cardy. Nick Cardy goodness.
Nick Cardy goodness.
And this next one's Nick Cardy. I mean, there's no first appearance, but that's another cool Nick Cardy cover, even though it's super.
Yeah.
That's still a cool cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, first Wildfire. All right. Coming down to the final couple. I'll show both covers since they're Mike Grill or show the covers. So 216. First, we'll show 215, which is just a cool cover. The Final Eclipse of the Sun Boy. Yep, that's right, Pam. Absolutely. And then this is the first Tie Rock.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
first Tie Rock. And last on our hit parade, first we'll show 225, which is Superboy, and we do get to see Wildfire at least here.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, Superboy Matt Murdock. But on here, Hacha Mama. Yeah, Cardi. First Dawn Star, baby.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There
First
you go.
Dawn Star 226, co-created by Mike Grill. There you
Nice.
go. So first Dawn Star. So that's where I stopped. I didn't get Block or Quizlet or any of those others. I figured Dawn Star would be my stepping off point. And that gave you 21 different members of the Legion. So I hope
When
Black
you say that's where you stop, you have those ones.
Oh, yeah. Of
You
course
just
you do.
didn't pull
Yeah.
them off.
I believe after that Lois Lane 50 I had to buy, Mark Nathan, damn you. I believe I have all the Legion appearances now. So
Until there's another one that you don't know about, and then you're like, oh, okay.
yeah. So, and that's been, it's been somewhat worked at, but Pam, I had to do some digging for these. So I hope you,
There we go.
I hope you enjoyed them. It was well worth it. And it was a very worthy suggestion. A few years ago, I put the ones I had in the main body of books into the nice Gerber bags and boards. And the ones I bought since then, I have not incorporated yet into those. And I look forward to marrying them all together and putting them in the right place. It won't be now, but it'll happen. So there we go.
All right.
First
Very cool.
appearances.
Very cool. Thank you, Gary, for that.
Mhm.
That is awesome.
Thank you, Pam, for the suggestion.
Yep. Very good. Very good. All right. This wraps up this episode of Uncle Gary's Showcase. Folks, we will see you next week. So hope you have a good week. Keep picking up those issues. Keep reading your issues and collect what you like. We'll see you guys next week.